Cast your thoughts so you may drink the pure nectar of this moment. Rumi. And with that, I would like to introduce our next speaker for the day, Ms. Ratna Juita, who is a TEDx speaker and a mindfulness facilitator. She's a mental health and well-being advocate. Discovering mindfulness practice changed her life tremendously, leading her to dedicate her life to transform one mind, one breath, and one people at a time. Today, she's here to talk about how you can bet on yourself. Over to you, Ratna.
Thank you so much, Anita, for your introductions. And good evening, everyone. So from the space, today I wanted to bring you to the casino of life. And thank you for placing your bet here today. Choosing to be here is just like placing your bet. You will not know what kind of insights you are going to get, whether you're going to waste your 5,400 seconds of your life, or you might get a jackpot of insights, but you choose to be here. And I just want to honor you for being here with us today. And we probably may not realize this, but we bet every single day. In this game of life, we need to constantly make decisions, and every decisions we make comes at a certain cost and risk. For example, committing into a new relationship, getting married, starting a new job, starting a new business, or having kids. And there is no guarantee.
The key idea is to.
There is no guarantee to have that we will be successful, right? And what kind of bet have you placed in your life? And most of us grow up in environments that has conditioned us to be risk averse. And in this global pandemic, has really placed us in a very uncomfortable situations where there are so many discomfort, fears, and anxiety faced by peoples and businesses. And I know it's not easy to change, it's not easy to adapt, as we all have been conditioned to actually play safe. We perceive this COVID situation just like a threat, a danger. And whenever we are in this survival mode, we always on this emergency response, fight and flight response. We fear the unknown, the discomfort, the failure, rejections, and the list continues to go on. And my fear of failure started in high school. Can you remember those days, when you had to present something in front of the class? How did you feel? I wanted to imagine this. Your name is called. The moment you walk in front of the class, can you feel that butterflies in your stomach as you take another step after step? Can you feel that your heart beats 1,000,000 times per second? Another step, your knees tremble, your palms sweaty, and you feel extremely nervous. That was exactly my experience that day, as I walked in front of the class to recite poetry, which I had memorized every single word. And guess what? I froze. 40 pairs of eyes looked at me in pity. I really felt humiliated. I returned back to my seat, and as expected, I failed my exam. And that incident left a scar in my life and made it traumatic for me to even speak in public. And whenever I had to speak in public, I would be fearful of being judged, being seen, and being heard by others. And that image of being frozen in front of the class popped up and haunted me. And I would look tense, trembled, and I just couldn't present well. I grew up beating myself up again and again, and I always felt not good enough. And I developed this low self-esteem. Have you ever felt the same way? I continued my betting journey when I moved to Singapore to study. My limited English made me feel wholly inadequate. I felt constant imposter syndrome and would doubt myself many times. Despite that, my parents had been my greatest source of inspiration. They bet on me because they really worked very hard to fund my study in Singapore, and I couldn't disappoint them. I managed to pass my study and applied for jobs here in Singapore. I bet on myself again when I applied for a marketing job, which I didn't know that it will require me to present in front of 150 to 200 people at Suntec Convention Center. And it was such a nerve-wracking experience. And determined to overcome my fear of public speaking, I signed up for a Toastmasters program. I bet on myself again, not knowing what would be the outcomes. From one speech to two to three to countless. And I humbled to have the opportunity to win several public speaking competitions from there. And I bet on myself whenever I raised my hand, when there were any opportunities to speak or host events, despite the fear that held me back. It was really tough because my mind and body weren't in sync. Whenever I raised my hand, my mind would ask like, why did you do that? And it was so challenging to battle this conflict within myself. But I realized that when I decided to bet on myself, I was taking a risk that had no guarantee outcome. It's something that was really very scary for me, and I'm sure for every one of you as well. However, I gave myself a chance to live bigger than I ever thought possible. From a shy girl who went through a traumatic public speaking experience in my high school, I'm humbled by the opportunities and wonderful experience to do something beyond my wildest expectations. From hosting weddings to corporate events, facilitating trainings, and speaking on TEDx platform recently was a dream came true. Tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 ways how I bet on myself despite the fear that holds me back. Hopefully, these tips will give you inspiration, clarity, and support in whichever journey that you are embarking right now. And I'm going to share this with acronym BET, B-E-T. So the first one is B, believe in yourself. I always I always believe never underestimate the power of believing in yourself. I failed many times, and that's where I pick myself up, build my confidence by doing, learning, making mistakes, and fixing it. And our confidence is built through exposing failure and daring to act with the confidence we wish we had, and believing in ourselves that even if we fail, we will figure it out. And I still remember the time when I received my very first training engagement. It was a last-minute presentation training that would be held the following day. I have never facilitated this training before, but I said yes to conducting it despite uncertainty. Murphy's Law happened on that day. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. I forgot to bring my laptop battery, and it was a full day program. I borrowed my ex-boss battery, a laptop, and I felt very nervous to even begin with. I wasn't well prepared and received a complaint from one of the participants. And after hearing about the complaint, my face turned red and I felt anxious and wanted to run away. But at that moment, I asked myself, what would I like to create out of this session? And I want to create a great experience and outcome for all the participants. And I choose to believe in myself, to be courageous, to have fun, and to be of service to people. And because of that, it changed the way I facilitated the session. And at the end of the training, great outcomes were created from believing in myself and having the power to choose my response. And I realized that my confidence is being built the more I say yes to myself, the more I bet on myself. E, embrace your imperfection. Betting on ourselves requires us to embrace our imperfections. From the earlier incident, I learned to embrace my imperfections as a way to help me to grow to be a better speaker.
Okay, mommy take for you.
Oops, okay. And many times I feel inadequate about my inabilities to speak confidently and communicate my ideas. I always have this thought that, hey, my grammar is not good enough, I'm not confident enough, and I couldn't speak really well. And the list goes on. And some of us might feel that we're probably not pretty enough, not handsome enough, or some of us afraid of being judged about our shortcomings. Embracing our imperfections takes courage. Courage to see those parts of ourselves that we don't want to see. And my public speaking trauma brought a feeling of shame, guilt, and embarrassment. And it's really difficult to operate from that space of shame, guilt, and all those negative feelings. And I discovered this practice of mindfulness has helped me tremendously to heal my trauma. And according to John Kabat-Zinn, mindfulness guru, mindfulness is about awareness that arises by paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. It helps me to be aware of my thoughts around my imperfections, the shoulds, the should nots. And in fact, all these emotions like anxiety, embarrassment, shame, instead of categorizing them as negative emotions, are actually a very clear moments that really teach us where it is that we are holding back. They teach us to lean in when we feel we rather collapse and back away. They are like messengers that show us with clarity exactly where we are stuck. It is in fact a perfect teacher. And whenever we feel all these feelings, ask ourselves, what are these feelings and emotions are trying to tell us? What is the deeper layer behind all these emotions? And this practice has been really life-changing for me. It allows me to make peace with my imperfections, embrace it with kindness, and discover these inner strengths to overcome whatever comes along. Embracing imperfection allows me to progress, to move forward with ease without the need of being perfect. Last, T, take responsibilities for your mistakes. And when we bet on ourselves, we put ourselves out there, certain things might not go the way we intended. It is really easy to, blame others, but it takes humility and courage to look within, take ownership of our mistakes and fix it. And please do this with kindness and compassion, because many times we are our own biggest critics and we may punish ourselves from doing something wrong. But over here, we learn to care for what we feel, just like we care for our good friends. And by doing this, it will really help us to heal from any sorts of unpleasant experiences or even memories. And mistakes and failures are just part of this betting journey. At the end of the day, what I found really helpful is not to get too caught up with the end results, but to really celebrate a little milestones along the way, and most importantly, celebrate the person we are becoming. And in this betting game, right, we have everything we need to play. We have our cards, all the experiences, the skills accumulated over time. We also have our chips, our time, money, and resources to play. And we also have dice, the probability of winning at every move. And we need to play the game to enjoy the fun. And again, it's really not about winning or losing, but enjoying the game is all that matters. And I want to circle back into this current pandemic situation that we are all facing. You may feel anxious, fear, overwhelmed, and whatever you feel is real. And in the midst of this, every crisis lies great opportunities. And we may not know how long more is this global pandemic is going to end, but all of us have the power to control what we can, turn our challenges into opportunities for growth, and eventually transform our life for the better. So now I would like to invite everyone to actually taste and experience some mindfulness exercise just to relax yourself, ground yourself, and see what is unfolding for you. So I want to invite everyone to just close your eyes. And if not, you can just gaze to the floor. Bring your attention to your body and just imagine an invisible strings that pulls you from the top. Make your back straight, spine straight, but not tense. Shoulders down, and just relax. Take a few deep breathing. Inhale deeply and exhale. And I want to invite you to put your right hand and put it on your belly, and your left hand put it on your chest. You're going to do a circular breath that will help you to ground your body and get back to the present moment. Taking deep inhale and breathing in right through your belly, so much so that your right hand starts to move. And sending that breath into your belly, filling your belly, and drop your diaphragm. And as it fills your lungs, your left hand starts to rise. As you exhale, your lungs drops, your chest drop, and your belly drop. Inhale, breathing into your belly, and letting the right hand move, filling up the lung. And just let the right hand rise, and exhaling, letting the chest lower and belly lower. Once again, inhaling into your belly, filling it all the way to your lungs until your right hand moves, and exhaling, letting your chest soften and your belly soften. Keeping your eyes closed, dropping your hand into your lap. And let's pull the lens of our awareness out further, so it's not so easy to get too caught up or sucked into overwhelm. To begin, I want you to inhale and just gently bring your awareness into your belly. Imagine filling your belly with a beautiful bright white light. And as you breathe into it, you start to supercharge this light and charge up this energy like a pool of energy right in your belly. And your next inhale, I want to invite you to breathe into this beautiful bright light. And just start to feel this chest and your heart and your lungs starting to radiate this energy through this bright light. And starts to feel it like vibration. And in your next inhale, breathe into that and imagine this bright light shining even brighter and spinning even faster, and starts to spill out into your arms, your neck, your jaw, ears, eyes, all the way to the top of your head, and just filling the space with this beautiful energy. And in your next inhale, breathing in to your body and sending it down into your hips, your thighs, knees, your calves, your ankles, and feet. Feel really good.
Until in 2021, we faced COVID.
And with each inhale, supercharging this beautiful energy and breathing into this white light. And our body starts to radiate with it. Every single cells in your body starts to vibrate and glow with this beautiful light, so bright that it cannot be contained by your body anymore, and shot out to the top of your head and out through the palms of your hands and bottoms of your feet. And just imagine this beautiful white light coming down to your core, your heart, and starts to fill up the entire room that you are in. And again, breathing into that sensation, supercharging that energy from the top of your head to the top of your feet, to the bottom of your feet, and allowing it to expand beyond the room and feel the entire building that you are in. In the next inhale, breathe to that sensation in your body, and we allow the light to fill to the entire city, supercharging the entire city with this beautiful white light. All your friends, your family, your ankles and feet, giving them this gift, beautiful clean energy. And as you inhale, you breathe in the sensation to your body, and as you breathe out, imagine sending it out to the country that we live in, allowing it to experience some unity, some healing, and really seeing this beautiful white light covering the entire country, expanding to our neighboring countries, and slowly expanding to the entire world. with this beautiful white light. And on your next breath, breathing in that sensations right into your belly with this beautiful. And supercharge your body with this white light and blasting it out to the entire planet Earth. Imagine wrapping the whole planet with the beautiful white light. And on your next breath, tapping into the source of the energy and sending out to the entire galaxy, allowing yourself to feel the expansive and connected. You're connected to everyone and everything. And on your next breath, supercharging your body with this beautiful white light and sending all out to the entire universe. As you are sending this beautiful white light out to the universe, it is sending back to you. And you're feeling this intense love and light within yourself, your entire body. And just take a few deep breathing. In your next exhale, slowly and gently open the eyes. All right, thank you so much everyone for joining me in the practice of mindfulness. And yeah, perhaps you can drop what do you feel in the chat. What do you feel after the session? Thank you so much, everyone. Back to you, Anita.